time you reach your goals and all that, the people who were there telling you, oh, it won't work, don't do it, you cry, why are you even forcing yourself?
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Bambi here again, and if this is your first time seeing me, please don't make it your last. Please share, subscribe, and turn on the bell. And if you're a returning subscriber of mine, welcome. So happy new year, guys. We are in a new year, new resolutions, and I hope your year is already filled with joy. So I am here to have a chit chat with you guys and then get ready. Since I've changed most of my makeup routines, my brows are already done because it takes me ages to do them. So I decided to do them off camera, but it's some simple brow be. You get, yeah. So I am here. We're going to talk about 5 solid topics about us trying new things, resetting for the new year, and then opening ourselves up for new things this year. And we are in the year 2022. We are growing older and stronger and more wiser this year. I have a couple of topics I want to talk about here, so let's start doing my makeup and then we'll talk about it. So I'll first of all start with the primer, and I'm not sure I'll be able to talk you through the makeup that I'm doing, so you just pay attention to what I'm doing and then also to the conversation, because I'm trying to have a conversation with you guys and then also do my makeup at the same time, which is not that easy. So we are going to focus more on the conversation rather than the makeup, but I'll try and tell you guys what I'm doing when I think I'm free to do that. But yeah, these things that I'm going to talk about are my opinions on topics of this kind. You can have your own general opinion about it, but for me, I think of these topics in these ways that I'm going to talk about. So please don't get offended if I say something which you don't necessarily agree with, but just see that is my opinion about these topics, and you can also have your general opinion about it. That is you, and this is the e.l.f. primer, e.l.f. illuminating face primer first for my face. I've already prepped my face and moisturized my skin, so let's do primer. So the first topic we are going to talk about is setting realistic goals. Yes, I know that as we are growing, some of us do set goals for New Year's, others don't. We just move with the flow, but I would advise you to set realistic goals for yourself. Keyword is realistic. So setting realistic goals. If you're growing, you're in your 20s and you're growing, I would advise you to have a book or a journal to write down things you would love to achieve at the end of probably every 3-4 months or a year. And reasons for doing this is to put you on the right track, help you, guide you into what you really want to become, and help you know where you are heading towards, and if the direction you're choosing is right for you or you're just playing around. Setting goals is one thing that is really key in our life, but we tend not to pay attention to it, especially setting realistic goals. You know your income, you know your finances, you know where you want to get with your finances, you know where you want to be in the next 2-3 years, but you tend to set unrealistic goals for yourselves which you can't reach at the end of the year. So like, read yourself, know what you're about before you set these goals for yourself. You can't go about setting any goal because you think you are in competition with anyone. We'll talk about being in competition with yourself and others, but Setting goals based on the competition you're having with another person is not advisable. So you better set good goals, realistic goals for yourself, and then not stressing too much to achieve those goals. Me, for example, I try to pay attention to where I want to be, what I want to do, and how I want to do it in setting my goals. I just don't set goals because I am setting goals for myself. I pay attention to where I want those goals. Don't be hard on yourself. Just set these goals and then hope for the best, because you are too young to be stressing. You are too young. Setting goals, especially realistic ones, is very key for you. Set goals based on your pockets. Listen to your pocket, read your pocket before you start setting goals that you have to feel like, oh, I'm failing in life because I haven't reached my goal. No, it shouldn't be like that. Your goal should be realistic. Ask yourself, am I going to like hit my targets this year or not? Or would I be able to do this? Our health can fail us, but your pocket, you know yourself that it won't fail you because you know what you're about, you know what you can do, you know how you can achieve those goals. So set realistic goals for yourself. Don't pay attention to what someone is doing. It is your life, it's your choice. Set goals based on your life, how you want your things to be done, where you want them to be done, and who you want to do them with. The next topic we are going to talk about is feeling stuck. So one thing about this particular thing, it happens to the best of us. We always feel like I have achieved all that in my life and I'm still stuck. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what I am about anymore. Or probably you're comfortable where you are, so you don't want to push yourself further. It's understandable. You can be comfortable where you are, but you still want to get more in life. You still want to be there in life. You still feel like you're empty and you want to do more for yourself. That is human behavior. You can't stress yourself about it. At times we just have to take a break. Take a break. Don't rush into new things. Take a big break. You can go off social media for some time if that is pressuring you into doing more for yourself when you're not ready. You can cut some people off your life, out of your life, to help you gather yourself and come back as a new person. Feeling stuck is normal. It happens to us all. A big example for myself is how I took my education. I held it so high. That was my biggest priority. I wanted to make A's. I wanted to leave uni. I wanted to start working, do my service and all. And now I feel like I've gotten there, and I feel like I am losing interest in other things. I don't really care about my life anymore because I have gotten where I want to be. But I took some time for myself, gathered myself, and I was like, okay, fine. I've gotten all that I wanted last year. I've been able to like go through the year achieving most of my goals that I set for myself. And this is a new year, and what do I want to do? The big question. What do you want to do now? Focus more on my social media. Try to get a name and work with brands in the year 2022. So if you're a brand out there and you want me to work with you, just hit me up, email me, and we'll start doing business. But yeah, that is what I want for myself now. I want to work on my social media platforms. Since I'm on YouTube now, I want to pay more attention to my YouTube, pay more attention to what I am doing here, because I feel like I am always zoned out. I don't know what exactly that I'm doing. I'm doing YouTube for fun, but I still want to take it serious. I still want to pay attention to. You think you want to focus on something else apart from what you've already achieved? Just take time for yourself, gather yourself, and come back as a new person, or a well-grown person, growing out, not up, like growing out of your old skin, growing out of what you were comfortable with. Just focus on yourself, focus on your life, focus on what you want to do, focus on how you want it to be done and the time frame you want those things to be done. Don't be so stressed about, oh, this one is doing this, so like I have. Be kind to yourself and pamper yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't think, oh, this one is getting here and within this time this one has achieved this, so I have to be also in that time frame. I have to be in that success barrier with it. Why are you stressing yourself? And it's good to set goals for yourself. It's good, you feel good when you achieve those goals, but don't be in a rush to do it because someone is doing it. Feeling stuck is normal. You can be stuck and then get yourself out of that. You feel more proud in doing that than rushing yourself into something that you don't really want to do, or self-doubt. Example is this YouTube. One big example I have for you guys is my YouTube. I came here on this platform with high hopes, high dreams, with all that for me, and then someone made a comment. That comment really hit me hard, and I felt like, no, YouTube is not for me. I don't think I'm right for the platform. I don't even know what I am doing, blah 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 blah. So I cocooned myself, thinking, oh, if I'm not heard, if I'm not seen, it's better for myself. But that was very wrong. That was so wrong, because I left my platform rotten and I came back with my confidence, trying to pick up the pieces, and it's not that easy. The time you have the energy to do something, I would advise you to go all in for what you want to do for yourself. I would advise you to open yourself up for new things, new life, new people, new platforms, uncomfortable situations, because those uncomfortable situations do define us, depending on how we react to those situations. Because the moment you start doubting yourself, you don't have that confidence in yourself. Nobody would have that confidence in you. It's, you know, it's funny how people can detect if you're scared in doing something. They easily know. Someone can just break your confidence via paying attention to what you're doing and then picking out the wrong you did and breaking you down with what you were doing. Okay, so having high confidence, and please don't doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself, how would you make it? How are you going to achieve all those goals you set for yourself? How are you going to do it? When you're in a crowd, you have to stand out, and self-doubt would bring you down. You prefer to hide behind people rather than you coming out as how you are, because you feel like, oh, if I do it, this person is going to say that, and I don't want to hear any bad comments about myself, because I prefer not to listen to things like that. I'll cocoon myself because so and so is going to say this, and let them. How long would they keep up with that behavior? The same people who are going to bring you down would be the same people who will be at the end of your journey saying, oh, I knew she could get there. It will be the same people who will come and celebrate with you when you succeed. Mark me somewhere. Quote me. The next topic we are going to talk about is investing in your looks. It takes time. For me, it took me time for me to find my style. How you look is the first thing people notice when they meet you. The first impression is how you look. Paying attention to yourself is key. Investing in your look, getting pieces that really work well with your body, knowing your body type, paying attention to all the curves and how you can make your body work for you, being that girl. I've seen a lot of videos on being that girl, and I think it's one of the things we have to pay attention to in being that girl, because your looks is the first. As a lady, your looks is really important. You cannot forget that and just pretend you don't really care about how people see you. We all do care. No matter how hard we pretend we don't care, we do care. We always feel like we are self-conscious. We always feel like, oh, we can do better with ourselves, we can pay more attention to ourselves, so we tend to pay more attention to our looks, which isn't bad, but invest more in it. Pick people. When you go on Instagram, you have a lot of people there with style inspo. Pick someone you have the same style inspo with. You can relate to that person on that level. You see that person and be like, oh, I would love to wear that, or I see myself to be wearing that. Pick people to give you more style inspo, because we all don't know anything. We are all trying here. We are all trying to find our style. We are all trying to make things happen for us. So pick people who are going to help you know what you're about. See people and you get so happy about what they are wearing or how they look. I think you can also be like that. That is one other issue of self-doubt. You're like, oh, I can't do it, someone is doing it and I prefer the person to do it rather than me. You can also do it. Find a style inspo you really pay attention to it. Wow, I think I love this makeup. So let me do my lashes real quick and then we'll get back into the conversation. Last topic I want to talk about is finding validations from others. This could be a good thing and it can also be a bad thing. Waiting on people to tell you, oh, what you're doing is good, keep it up, keep on doing you, what you're doing is nice, or oh, what you're doing is not nice, so stop, don't be doing that. At times we do listen, but at times I feel like we take it too personal. Some people take some things too personal, and you also tend to be doing that because you're associating yourself with people like that. Especially when you're in a friend group, you always want your friends to say, oh, do it, keep on, let's say, like, keep on doing that, don't do it, because it's not pee. Because at the end of the day, it's you alone and your thoughts in your room at night. So it's better you pay attention to your heart and your mind, what you truly want to do, and stop basing your actions on people's validation. Someone always has something to say about what you are doing. There's this quote about like starting something, like never be afraid to try something new, because life gets boring when you stay within the limit of what you already know. And it's true. Put yourself out there. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Learn from your mistakes, move on, and be the better version of you. So we are almost at the end of the video, and the last thing I was talking about is seeking validations from people. This is a new year and we are not going to do that. We are going to focus on ourselves, be more selfish with our interests, and then work on our own path to make things more clearer for ourselves, to create a happier future for ourselves. We are paying less attention to what someone thinks or if the person really affirms to what we want. One last thing I want to talk about is friendships. I know it's hard making friends when you're growing up, especially when you enter into your 20s, get into your 30s, thereabout. You tend to shed your teenage friends off because you find yourself in different situations as they are, different from what they want to do, different patterns, and we make friends in our youthful times, convenient friends. But as you are growing, you want to make real connections with people and then find more people who really want to be in your style or are more in line with your style, which is totally normal. Having friend groups, it's quite weird when you're growing up. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some. Me per se, I don't do very well in friend groups. I used to when I was young, but as I am growing, friends of 2, 3 is just too much for me. I prefer to have one friend and have like a quality, positive connection with that person. Being in a friend group is all aesthetically pleasing and all that, but deep down, you know that very friend in that friend group that you relate to. You want to be in a friend group. Do you, girl? Find friend groups and join them, or make your own friend group. But if you think, oh, you are struggling in that friend group, take yourself out. Listen to yourself. What do you really want to be in? A friend group or like a personal relationship with a friend? Choose that friend and be close to that friend, or be in the friend group if you want to be in the friend group. If you put yourself in contradicting situations, especially with friendships, you end up having issues with all of them because you are not fitting in. Don't force yourself to do things because you see other people doing it on social media, so you also want to do it. No. Pay attention to yourself. Do you like being with yourself alone, or do you want to be in a friend group? Or those, even with a friend group itself, some friend groups are very good, but with others, you struggle to find your footing because all the ideas and opinions in the group don't really match very well with what you have in your mind or your opinions or perceptions about things. Time for yourself and enjoy life. Okay, learn how to let things go. Open your heart and your mind for new things and embrace the year as it begins. This is how the makeup turned out. I couldn't talk more about the makeup because I was so into the conversation, but we are at the end of the video. Thank you so much for listening to me. 2022 is more of the blessing year. We are going to pay attention to ourselves more and focus more on our goals and be more selfish with our interests this year. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, share and like the video, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.